If you thought last winter was tough, brace yourself. What's coming could redefine rough. Imagine this. It's January 2026. The temperature plummets to a bone-chilling -20 degrees. Suddenly your heater shuts off. The power grid is overloaded and collapses. Your pipes freeze solid, your phone battery dies, and in that eerie silence, it hits you. You're not as prepared as you thought. But here's the twist. While most people panic, there's one group that stays calm, warm, and well-fed through every brutal winter. The Amish. For generations, they've thrived completely off-grid. No electric heat, no supermarkets, no Amazon deliveries. In this video, I'm going to reveal 13 Amish prepping secrets that could mean the difference between survival and disaster during a long winter blackout. These aren't your run-of-the-mill grab a blanket and flashlight tips. Some of these methods are ancient, passed down through centuries. Others are so practical and effective, they'll be impossible to find once panic buying begins. Hey there, I'm Davis, a seasoned prepper, survivalist, and former military logistician with over 15 years of experience. I've weathered blackouts, economic instability, and the infamous 2021 Texas freeze that left millions scrambling for essentials. That event was a wake-up call for me. While most people burned furniture to stay warm, Amish families in the same state carried on as if nothing had changed, stoking wood stoves, grinding grain, and cooking hearty meals. Since then, I've spent years studying the Amish way of life, visiting their communities in Pennsylvania and Ohio to learn how they thrive without modern technology. What I discovered completely transformed my approach to prepping. In this video, I'll share the 13 must-have Amish prepping items that could keep your family safe, warm, and comfortable during a winter power outage in 20. You'll learn how to get or build these items affordably, how the Amish survive without electricity, and how you can apply their time-tested strategies before it's too late. Grab a notepad because every item on this list could be the difference between comfort and crisis. Let's dive in. The ultimate winter lifeline. Cast iron wood-burning stove. When the grid goes down and temperatures plummet, the cast iron wood-burning stove becomes more than just a heater. It's your survival cornerstone. This isn't some modern gadget that fails when the power does. It's a multifunctional powerhouse that keeps your home warm, your meals cooked, and your water boiled. It can even dry your clothes and sterilize medical tools in a pinch. The Amish have relied on these stoves for generations, and for good reason. Unlike propane or electric heaters, a cast iron stove radiates heat long after the fire has burned out, thanks to its solid metal construction. Imagine this. Your modern furnace is silent. The thermostat reads a bone-chilling 38°F, but in the corner of your room, your wood stove glows with a comforting orange hue, spreading thick, dry heat throughout your home. To make the most of this survival tool, invest in a quality wood stove with a double-wall chimney pipe and a heat-safe floor pad. Don't forget to season your firewood during the summer months. Dry logs burn longer, cleaner, and safer. If you're on a budget, a refurbished cast iron stove from a salvage yard or Craigslist can be a game changer. Just clean it thoroughly, replace the gaskets, and you've got a tool that could last another century. Here's a pro tip. Keep a metal kettle filled with water on top of your stove. Not only does it add humidity to the air, but it also doubles as a backup humidifier. And remember, wood isn't just fuel, it's independence. In a world where energy is a luxury, a wood-burning stove is your ticket to self-reliance. 2. The grain game changer. Hand-crank grain mill and bulk storage. When grocery store shelves are empty and flour is nowhere to be found, the Amish turn to their trusty hand-crank grain mills. This simple yet powerful tool transforms raw grains into fresh flour, porridge, or pancake mix. No electricity required. It's a survivalist dream and a staple in every Amish household. Think about it. If supply chains collapse, prepackaged bread will vanish in days. But with a hand-crank grain mill and a stockpile of whole grains, you'll have a renewable food source that lasts for decades. The Amish grind their grain daily, ensuring it's always fresh and nutritious. You can do the same by investing in a durable, all-metal hand mill. Avoid plastic gears, they won't hold up under heavy use. To prepare for the long haul, store a 10 to 100 pounds of grain in airtight buckets with oxygen absorbers. Hard red wheat is perfect for hearty bread, while soft white wheat works wonders for pastries. If you're feeling creative, you can even build your own grain mill using a bike crank and gear system, something Amish teens often do for fun. Grain storage isn't just about survival, it's about thriving. When inflation drives food prices sky high, your stockpile becomes a valuable asset. And unlike flour, which spoils in months, properly stored grain can last for decades. With a hand crank mill and a bulk grain supply, you're not just surviving, you're securing your family's future. 3. The art of preservation. Mason jars and root cellars. Freezers are great until the power goes out. That's why the Amish rely on mason jars and root cellars to preserve their food. This age-old method keeps their shelves stocked with everything from stews and pickles to fruits preserved in syrup, all without the need for electricity. During a blackout, this system is pure genius. No spoiled meat, no rotting produce, just rows of shining jars filled with nutritious, ready-to-eat meals. Even if you don't have a traditional root cellar, you can create a similar setup in your basement or an insulated garage. Just make sure to stack your jars on wooden racks, not directly on concrete, and maintain a stable temperature between 35 degrees and 50 degrees. Root vegetables like carrots, beets, and potatoes can be stored in sand-filled bins to slow decay and keep them fresh for months. Recycled jars work just as well as new ones. Just replace the lids and rings annually to ensure a proper seal. If you've ever opened your fridge during an outage and been greeted by the stench of spoiled food, you'll understand why the Amish never needed one. Their preservation methods are not just practical, they're life-saving. With mason jars and a makeshift root cellar, you can keep your family fed and healthy, no matter how long the power stays out. 4. The light of hope, oil lamps and fuel reserve. When the lights go out, darkness isn't just an inconvenience, it's a morale killer. The Amish have mastered the art of lighting their homes without electricity, and their secret weapon is the humble oil lamp. These simple yet effective tools provide a steady, bright light that can last for hours, making them far superior to flashlights or candles. Kerosene or lamp oil burns clean and slow, offering enough light for a family dinner or an evening of reading. Unlike flashlights, which die after a few hours, or candles, which can be a fire hazard, oil lamps are reusable, reliable, and safe. To prepare for a blackout, stock up on 2 or 3 quality glass oil lamps, along with at least 3 gallons of indoor-safe lamp oil and a dozen spare wicks. In a pinch, you can even use filtered vegetable oil as a substitute, though it tends to produce more smoke. To maximize the light, place your lamps near mirrors or reflective plates. They'll double the brightness and make your home feel less like a cave. Light isn't just about visibility, it's about survival. A well-lit home boosts morale, keeps fear at bay, and helps maintain a sense of normalcy during a crisis. With oil lamps and a steady fuel supply, you'll have the light you need to weather any storm. 5. The power of self-reliance, foot treadle sewing machine and repair kit. When the grid fails, the ability to repair what you already own becomes a survival superpower. The Amish have mastered this skill, using foot-powered treadle sewing machines and hand tools to keep their clothing gear and household items in top shape. While most people rely on Amazon for replacements, the Amish fix what they have, no electricity required. In a long-term outage, wear and tear on clothes, tents, and blankets can happen fast. A small tear in a jacket or a rip in a tarp can quickly escalate into a major problem if left unaddressed. That's where a vintage treadle sewing machine comes in. These machines, like the classic Singer models, are built to last and powered entirely by foot pedals. They're sturdy, reliable, and capable of handling heavy-duty repairs. To get started, stock up on essential supplies: heavy-duty thread, denim needles, fabric patches, and even leatherworking tools. If you can sew a straight seam, you can repair jackets, sleeping bags, and even tarps in minutes. For those on a budget, hand-crank sewing machines are a great alternative and can often be found at thrift stores or flea markets. Learning to sew leather is another game-changer. In a collapse scenario, this skill becomes highly valuable for bartering. When everyone else's gear starts falling apart, you'll be the one still equipped and trading repairs for food, fuel, or other essentials. A treadle sewing machine isn't just a tool, it's a lifeline for self-reliance and survival. 6. The life-saving resource: manual well pump and insulated water storage. Water is the first resource to vanish when the grid goes down. Modern homes depend on electric pumps to deliver water, but the Amish have a simpler, more reliable solution: manual well pumps. These frost-proof, hand-operated systems pull clean groundwater anytime. No electricity required. During a winter outage, city water systems can freeze or lose pressure, leaving millions without access to clean water. But with an Amish-style manual pump, you'll have a steady supply of fresh water, powered by your own strength. If you have a private well, consider adding a manual pump conversion kit to ensure you're prepared for any scenario. For those relying on city water, storing 50 to 100 gallons in food-grade barrels is a must. Keep these barrels in a cool basement and use a gravity-fed system to access the water. Stack 2 barrels, fill the top one, and let it flow into the lower one through a hose. To prevent freezing, wrap outdoor pipes in foam insulation or heating tape well before the first frost. Don't forget to purify your stored water every few months with a small drop of bleach or purification tablet. When your neighbors are melting snow to survive, you'll have clear, drinkable water ready to go. In a world where energy analysts warn of an increasingly fragile grid, acting early is the key to staying comfortable and secure. 7. The warmth of survival. Wool quilts and layered bedding systems. When the power goes out and temperatures drop, staying warm becomes a matter of life and death. The Amish know that true warmth starts with insulation, not electricity. Their secret: wool quilts and layered bedding systems that trap heat naturally and keep their families comfortable through even the harshest winters. During a blackout, the average home temperature can plummet to freezing overnight. But layered wool blankets create microclimates, small pockets of warm air that stabilize your body temperature. Start with flannel sheets as your base layer, then add wool blankets and a thick quilt on top. Sleeping close together in one room amplifies body heat, creating a shared warmth that can make all the difference. To maximize efficiency, designate one room as your heat bunker. Close all vents, hang blankets over doors, and seal windows to trap warmth. During the 2021 Texas freeze, this method kept one room in my home above 50 F, even as outdoor temperatures dropped to 15 F. Thrift stores are a goldmine for wool blankets. Wash, mend, and store them in airtight bags to ensure they're ready when you need them. With a layered bedding system, you won't just survive the cold, you'll thrive in it. 8. The kitchen of resilience. Non-electric tools for cooking. Cooking without electricity is a challenge most people aren't prepared for, but in an Amish kitchen, it's just another day. Their secret lies in a collection of non-electric tools that make preparing meals simple even during a blackout. When the grid goes down, cooking becomes a survival skill, not a convenience. The Amish rely on hand crank mixers, manual meat grinders, and cast iron cookware that can transition seamlessly from a wood stove to an open flame. These tools are built to last and don't require a single watt of power. Start building your own collection of non-electric kitchen tools. Look for a manual egg beater, potato masher, rolling pin, and a sturdy butcher's knife. Flea markets and Amish stores are excellent places to find these durable, time-tested items. Learning to cook over cast iron on a wood stove is another essential skill. It's a different technique than modern cooking, but once you master it, you'll never go back. Eating hot food in a frozen world isn't just a luxury, it's a morale booster that can keep you going when times are tough. With the right tools and mindset, you don't need a generator to cook. You just need to think like the Amish and embrace the power of simplicity. 9. The all-in-one cooking solution. Dutch oven and heat retention cooking. When it comes to thermal efficiency, the Amish are true masters. They've perfected the art of using a single fire for multiple purposes: heating, cooking, drying, and baking. At the heart of this system is the Dutch oven, a heavy-duty cast iron pot with a tight-fitting lid that locks in heat for hours. During a blackout, every piece of firewood becomes precious. The Dutch oven maximizes your fuel by cooking evenly and retaining heat long after the fire has died down. Whether you're slow cooking a hearty stew, baking fresh bread, or roasting meat, this versatile tool ensures you get the most out of every flame. To prepare, invest in a 5 to 7 quart Dutch oven with a flat lid, ideal for placing coals on top or using on a wood stove. Keep it well seasoned with oil to prevent rust and ensure it lasts for generations. Even if you find a rusty Dutch oven at an estate sale, don't worry, it can be restored with a vinegar soak and some elbow grease. Here's a pro tip. Once your food is hot, bury the Dutch oven in blankets, hay, or even a sleeping bag to finish cooking using retained heat. This method, often used by Amish women during harsh winters, saves firewood and keeps meals warm for hours. In a world without microwaves or modern ovens, the Dutch oven becomes your slow cooker, oven, and fuel saver all rolled into one. 10. The glow of survival. Homemade candles and tallow storage. When the power goes out, light becomes more than a convenience. It's a lifeline. The Amish never rely on batteries or flashlights. Instead, they craft their own candles from tallow, animal fat, or beeswax, creating a sustainable and versatile source of light. Candles aren't just for illumination, they're morale boosters, barter items, and even a source of slight warmth in small spaces. To make your own, render animal fat from beef or lamb to create tallow. Pour it into molds with a cotton wick and let it harden. Beeswax is an even better option as it burns longer, cleaner, and smells pleasant. The Amish waste nothing. Save candle stubs, melt them down, and remold them into new candles. Store tallow in sealed jars in a cool, dark place. It lasts indefinitely. In emergencies, tallow can even be used for cooking or as a lubricant. When darkness takes over and the world feels uncertain, the simple flame of a candle can provide more than light. It offers hope, warmth, and a sense of normalcy in the chaos. Stock up on homemade candles now because when the grid fails, they'll be worth their weight in gold. 11. The low-tech lifeline. Animal-powered transport and sledge hauling. Modern life revolves around cars and fuel, but what happens when gas stations run dry and icy roads make driving impossible? The Amish have the answer: animal-powered transport and sledges. While most of us don't have access to horses and buggies, the principle of low-tech, fuel-free transport is something we can all adopt. For everyday hauling, invest in a rugged handcart, wheelbarrow, or garden wagon. These tools are perfect for moving firewood, water, or supplies without relying on gasoline. When snow and ice take over, a plastic or wooden sled becomes invaluable. It glides effortlessly over frozen terrain, making it ideal for hauling heavy loads. If you're handy, you can even build your own sled using pallets or scrap lumber. Amish children often use homemade sledges to transport logs and firewood, proving that simple solutions can be incredibly effective. While it's wise to store a few gallons of kerosene and a manual siphon pump for emergencies, never depend solely on fuel. When the last drop is gone, the person with a sled or hand cart will still be moving forward. In a grid-down scenario, low-tech transport isn't just practical, it's essential. 12. The warmth of togetherness. Bible, community, and faith. When disaster strikes, the most powerful survival tools aren't physical, they're emotional and spiritual. The Amish thrive during crises not because they have more gear, but because they have more unity. Their faith and sense of community are their greatest strengths, providing calm in chaos and purpose in struggle. In every storm, the Amish come together to share resources, help neighbors, and support one another without hesitation. This collective mindset is a stark contrast to the isolation and panic that often grip modern society during emergencies. You can have the best stove, the largest stockpile, or the strongest generator, but if you're alone and overwhelmed, your chances of survival diminish. Faith keeps the Amish grounded. It gives them the resilience to endure hardships and the gratitude to appreciate what they have, even in scarcity. Building your own community now is crucial. Connect with neighbors, join local prepping groups, and trade skills. Check on the elderly during storms and share what you can. When all else fails, faith and fellowship will carry you farther than any gadget ever could. The Amish understand this deeply, and it's a lesson we can all learn from. In the end, survival isn't just about what you have, it's about who you have by your side. 13. The heat core strategy. One room, one warm zone. Here's a bonus survival trick straight from an Amish homestead. The heat core. It's not a device, it's a strategy. During deep winter, the Amish consolidate all essential living into one central room, turning it into the heart of the home. The kitchen often becomes this warm zone, with the stove burning, food cooking, and family gathered together. Every wall is insulated with quilts, hay bales, or even furniture, while the rest of the house is closed off to conserve energy. This creates a heat core, a single warm area in an otherwise freezing home. If a blackout hits, you can replicate this strategy. Choose one insulated room and move all your bedding, food, and lighting there. Seal doors with blankets and hang heavy curtains over windows to minimize heat loss. Run your wood stove or propane heater in this space only, reducing heat loss by up to 80%. During the 2021 Texas freeze, this method kept families warm and safe while others burned through firewood and fuel at an unsustainable rate. The Amish have used this technique for over a century, proving its effectiveness time and time again.